Welcome to a place where nothing is as it seems, everything is for sale, and the star of the show just can't stop being weird. Meghan Markle's Netflix show. If you live for dissecting this brand of high-gloss, chaotic energy, do me a solid and subscribe to the Star Report. We need to talk. The Kitchen Imposter. Meghan's big Netflix lifestyle show, With Love, Meghan, was supposed to be her triumphant rebrand, her moment to finally become the California chic, domestic goddess she's always wanted to be. Instead, it was an immediate, glorious 3% on Rotten Tomatoes flop. And the most bizarre part? The show's entire premise, her as a kitchen expert, crumbled in every single scene. Let's start with the revolutionary concept of a fruit platter. In one of the most baffling segments, Meghan arranges slices of fruit on a board, sprinkles some petals on it, and presents it as a groundbreaking parenting hack.
One small row for your kids for breakfast, genuinely, and it makes the morning a lot more.
She talks about it like she's just discovered fire. She's like, see where our rainbow is coming together here? Yes, Meghan, we see. Fruits are different colors. You've successfully made a fruit salad. The internet, of course, immediately pointed out that this is not a hack. It's just putting fruit on a plate. A hack that has been on Pinterest since 2010.
But also when I make this, I make it for my family. Not that my children are eating heaps of noodles, but you know what? I will make enough that I can put leftovers in their lunchbox. Not that my children are eating heaps of noodles.
But it gets worse. In another scene, she's making crepes, and the way she anxiously flips the pan with this weird, tight smile looks less like an expert and more like someone who is trying to follow a YouTube tutorial for the very first time and failing. Then there's the skillet spaghetti, which she keeps calling noodles. She makes this big pot and then immediately gets defensive, as if she can hear the future criticism in her head. She's like, not that my children are eating heaps of noodles. It's so bizarre. Who is she talking to? Why is she pre-defending herself? It's that classic working mom persona she's trying to sell.
That's so good. Oh my God.
That was so good.
But she just comes off as anxious and deeply inauthentic. But all of this pales in comparison to the pretzel incident. In a moment of pure, uncut, rich person logic, she takes a bag of store-bought Trader Joe's peanut butter pretzels and pours them into a different plastic bag, which she then puts a label on. A label that says, pretzels. Her best friend is supposedly coming over, and she says she labeled it just in case he's allergic, even though she just said they were his favorite snack. The logic just dissolves on contact. It's the perfect metaphor for her entire brand, taking something perfectly fine and normal and adding an unnecessary, performative, and slightly confusing layer of luxury to it. You know I'm Sussex now. Perhaps the single most bizarre moment of the entire Netflix series, one that truly exposed the raw nerve under the calm beige aesthetic, was her interaction with Mindy Kaling. Mindy, a comedy writer and actual professional, is just trying to have a fun, normal conversation. She's trying to make Meghan seem relatable, and she says a line like, people wouldn't believe that Meghan Markle eats Jack in the Box.
I don't think anyone in the world knows that Meghan Markle has eaten Jack in the Box.
And Meghan just snaps. The smile vanishes. It's like a switch flips. She stops Mindy mid-sentence and, with this icy, aggressive tone, says, funny too that you keep saying Meghan Markle. You know I'm Sussex now.
You keep saying Meghan Markle, you know I'm Sussex now.
The air just goes out of the room. It is so unbelievably rude, so jarring, and so weird.
Well, now I know, and I love it.
You can see Mindy is completely taken aback. But the most bizarre part? It's not even factually correct. Her last name, and the last name on her children's birth certificates, is Mountbatten Windsor. Sussex is a title. It's a place. It's like if I moved to Texas and started insisting people call me Vivi Texas. It's unhinged. And let's not forget, this is the same woman who sat on Oprah's couch and cried about how the royal family nearly cost her her name and her identity. And now, here she is, clinging to that very title and using it as a weapon to scold a guest on her own show. It's a level of contradiction that is truly, profoundly bizarre. But hey, if she's not really a kitchen expert and she's not really Sussex, maybe she's a beekeeper? The beekeeper who knows nothing about bees. In another segment that feels like a lost Saturday Night Live sketch, Meghan decides to show us her passion for beekeeping. This is, of course, a hobby that her sister-in-law, Catherine, has been famously doing for over a decade. But fine. Meghan wanders over to the hives, which she clearly hasn't visited in months, and starts her performance. She introduces the segment by saying they've been doing this for a year. And then, not 10 seconds later, she turns to the actual beekeeper, the guy she pays to do the work, and asks, what's the lifespan of a bee? I mean, you can't write this stuff. If you've been doing this for a year, that is literally the first thing you would learn. It gets so much worse. She starts talking in a special, high-pitched bee voice, as if she's in a children's play, explaining that you have to keep a low tone for the bees. Who is she talking to?
The ironic about it, I've never liked honey. I didn't think it was bad, I just didn't crave it, and I thought it was almost too sweet, and now, because of this process...
The bees don't speak English, do they? Then, as they're harvesting the honey, she and the beekeeper just keep licking the honey off their fingers, and then putting their sticky, saliva-covered hands back into the honey harvest. It is so unsanitary, especially for someone who is supposedly launching a food brand. She caps off this bizarre performance by acting shocked when she sees the honey, like it's her first time. She even admits, "I never liked honey, but this process has made her appreciate it. It's all just a word salad." The whole thing ends in a scripted moment where they discover the wax. And the beekeeper is like, "Candles?" And she starts clapping her sticky hands together like a seal. It's a painful, overproduced, and deeply inauthentic performance of a hobby she clearly knows nothing about. It's almost like she got the idea from somewhere else, which, it turns out, is the entire theme of her brand. The Art of the Ripoff, Part 1. Let's talk about the world's laziest, most brazen case of identity theft. Meghan's with Love. Meghan was not just similar to another show. It was a direct, beat-for-beat, carbon copy ripoff of Pamela Anderson's show, Pamela's Cooking with Love, which came out in 2023. First, I'm not just talking about the concept. The titles are practically the same. The trailers are identical. Both open with the star walking through a dewy garden. Both feature them welcoming chefs into their rustic, expensive kitchens. Both have a high-five the chef moment. This is not a coincidence. This is someone taking their friend's homework, scratching out their name, and writing their own in crayon. It is brazen. And it didn't stop there. The promotional photo shoot for Meghan's show, the one in People magazine, it was a near-identical ripoff of Pamela Anderson's shoot for Better Homes and Gardens. The same farmy aesthetic, the same hat, the same "I'm just a simple girl with a garden" vibe. And the tagline? Get this. Pamela's cover, returning to her roots. Meghan's cover, returning to her roots. It is so profoundly bizarre. It's one thing to be inspired by something. It's another to commit wholesale plagiarism and hope no one notices. The difference, of course, is that Pamela Anderson actually went to cooking school, and her show was a genuine passion project. Meghan's was just a long, boring infomercial for a brand that didn't exist yet. But copying one celebrity's entire show wasn't enough. She also had to go after her royal rival. The Art of the Ripoff, Part 2. The entire premise of Meghan's new brand, the jam, the homemade preserves, the simple home life, is a personality she stole directly from Catherine, Princess of Wales. Back in 2012, years before Meghan was even in the picture, Vanity Fair wrote about Catherine. They reported that she puts away jars of homemade strawberry jam and plum preserves to dole out as gifts. Sound familiar? There's a famous and genuinely charming story about Catherine's first Christmas at Sandringham. She was, understandably, terrified about what to get the Queen, so she made her granny's recipe of chutney. The next day, she saw it was on the table. This is who Catherine actually is. It's an authentic part of her personality. Meghan heard this, saw the simple, humble, jam-making angle, and just took it. She's trying to sell us a persona that Catherine has genuinely lived for over a decade. It's the same story with her old blog, The Tig. The entire concept, right down to the name's inspiration, was allegedly lifted from another blog called This Is Glamorous. And her new As Ever brand feels like a pale imitation of Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop, just without the sales or the self-awareness. The bizarre part is her inability to be original. Her entire brand is a Frankenstein's monster, stitched together from the personalities of the women she's trying to compete with. And that chaotic, copy-paste energy defined her entire business launch, the As Ever branding catastrophe. If the Netflix show was a dumpster fire, the launch of her lifestyle brand was the multi-car pileup that caused it. This entire saga is a masterclass in bizarre, incompetent, and yes, plagiaristic behavior. First, she launched American Riviera Orchard. It was a mouthful of a name, and she immediately ran into trademark issues. So, after a year of nothing, she just gave up. She pivoted, announcing a new brand, As Ever. The announcement was a
It's recording.
Okay.
Cat's out of the bag. I'm shocked we've kept this a secret for so long. In 2 weeks, my show is coming out, which I'm so excited for, and also my business. Then Netflix came on not just as my partner in the show, but as my partner in my business.
Spontaneous video where Harry hands her the phone. It was about as spontaneous as a royal wedding. This is where the bizarre behavior goes into overdrive. First, she tried to trademark as ever, a common English phrase that's been in use for centuries. Second, the logo. Oh, the logo. It was immediately exposed as a direct, color-drained, black and white ripoff of the coat of arms for a small Spanish town called Poreres. I'm not kidding. The mayor of the town, with a population of 5,000, literally had to come out and say they were consulting legal services because it was an exact copy. Third, it turned out there was already a small, beloved, family-run clothing brand in New York called As Ever NYC, founded in 2017. The owner had to post a heartbreaking statement saying he was seeking legal advice and felt powerless against the power and money of Netflix. And fourth, just to put a cherry on this disaster sundae, her trademark application to sell clothing under As Ever was officially banned because of a different, massive Chinese clothing brand also named As. You can't make this up. It is a level of chaos and sheer carelessness that is truly bizarre. She stole a logo from Spain, a brand name from New York, and still failed because of a third company in China. If her business behavior is this erratic, imagine what she's like at a serious, somber event. The giddy grieving. This, to me, is one of the most profoundly bizarre and unsettling moments ever. In 2023, Harry and Meghan appeared at an event for grieving parents who had lost their children to social media. A heavy, tragic,
Before you know it, within 24 hours, they could be taking their life.
Our kids are young. They're 3 and 5.
Taking their life.
Our kids are young. They're 3 and...
deeply serious event. Harry takes the mic and starts speaking about the horrors of this, even mentioning children taking their own lives. It's a powerful, somber speech. And in the background, Meghan is beaming. She is giddy. She has this wide, fixed, Joker-esque smile on her face. She's looking at him like he just won an Oscar, not like he's discussing child suicide. The disconnect is horrifying. It's so inappropriate, so out of touch, and so bizarre. The only explanation, which makes it even worse, is that she was reportedly filming for her Netflix show that same day. Was this all just a scene to her? Was she just smiling for the cameras, completely unable to read the room and turn off the Duchess performance? It's a moment of such profound social blindness that it's hard to watch. It's the ultimate main character syndrome, where even a tragedy about grieving parents becomes nothing more than a backdrop for her show. But then, her show is her reality. And on her show, everyone's job is to tell her how amazing she is. The humble brag, a recurring, bizarre theme of With Love, Meghan is that it's not really a lifestyle show. It's a platform for her friends to come over and perform elaborate, scripted praise for her. She's making her skillet spaghetti, a dish a college freshman could make.
Good.
Oh my god. It was so good.
And her friend takes one bite and just explodes with performative, over-the-top praise, yelling, "It's so effing good." Meghan just dies of laughter, repeating what he says, soaking it all in. It's so forced. It's so fake. This isn't how real friends talk. This is how a cast talks when the producer is also the star and signs their checks. In another scene, she and a friend are reminiscing about how humble she is. The friend tells this story about how, back in the day, Meghan had to book her own hair appointments. Can you imagine the struggle?
But like how humble she is. She's like, when did we meet? And he's like, it was before you had an agent and you had to call and book your own hair people. As if she's the first person that ever did that. Like, that was that hard work.
This is what she thinks humble is. Not, actual humility, but the struggle of an actress having to use a phone. She's a legend in her own mind, as the transcript says, and she's produced a show to prove it. But when she's not being praised and she has to speak for herself, we get the word salad. The word salad philosophy. When Meghan isn't actively copying someone else's personality, she's trying to invent her own. And the result is this bizarre, pseudo-profound word salad that sounds deep but means absolutely nothing. In one scene,
Meaningful, that if you break something that is precious and valuable, it's not broken, that fracture, and you taught me this, that fracture actually makes it more beautiful, that break makes it more beautiful. And I just think that...
she's talking to a friend about the Japanese art of kintsugi, where you repair broken pottery with gold. A beautiful concept. But in Meghan's hands, it becomes this. She just says the same thing 4 times in a row in slightly different orders. It's her attempt to sound wise, but it's her biggest downfall. She's just a hollow shell, as the transcript puts it. She's trying to fill the silence with deep thoughts, but all that comes out is a repetitive, meaningless echo. This inability to have a normal, human conversation was never more clear than when she had an actual expert in her kitchen. The chef's glare. Let's go back to the kitchen. She has legendary chef Roy Choi over. He's a big deal. He's got personality. He's real. And Meghan cannot handle it. At one point, they're both talking, and he dares to speak over her for a split second, as humans in a normal conversation do. Meghan doesn't laugh it off. She doesn't pause. She gives this glare to the camera. This, "Can you believe this?" look, as if her co-star has just missed his cue. The whole interaction is bizarre. He's trying to be friendly, saying, "We should have met earlier. We're so similar." And she just gives him this blank smile and no response. Then she asks him if he listens to music when he cooks.
Do you listen to music when you're cooking?
I do. I listen to a lot of lyrical hip-hop, jazz, sometimes speed metal, death metal.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
What's speed metal?
Just like dark.
That doesn't sound like the joy of cooking.
Yeah, but it's...
He says he likes lyrical hip-hop, jazz, and sometimes speed metal. Meghan just freezes. She looks at him like he just grew a second head. "What's speed metal?" she asks, with this look of baffled disgust. She then literally shakes her head and says, "That doesn't sound like the joy of cooking." It's so unbelievably snobby. It's this perfect, bizarre moment that exposes her. She claims to be this open, diverse California girl, but the second she encounters something that isn't on her beige-colored French dinner party music playlist, she recoils in horror. From her fake kitchen, to her fake hobbies, to her fake brand, the most bizarre behavior of all is this desperate and failing attempt to produce a perfect life. But the mask keeps slipping. And honestly, the mess underneath is so much more entertaining. What's the most bizarre Meghan moment you've seen? Let me know in the comments. And if you liked this video, remember to join the Star Report by hitting that subscribe button. See you next time.